warm embrace. We are held in the hands of grace. You are held in the hands of grace, forever safe in the arms of love. Like a child receives protection from a mother's warm embrace, we are held in the hands of grace. We are held in the hands of grace, forever safe in the arms of love. Like a child receives protection from a mother's warm embrace, we are held in the hands of grace. We are held in the hands of grace.
Lighting the flames of faith, a call to service. We perform this ceremony to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all peoples, all faiths, all sentient beings come from the one great universal presence, which we call spirit. Fundamental to this truth is the unifying nature of all religious thought and experience, which we honor here today. We light the candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light the candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light the candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the candle for Islam, honoring the path of compliance with the will of God as the highest calling. We light the candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light the candle for all forms of New Thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. And as practitioner Rick Dale lights the last candle, let it represent the path that brought you here this morning. So please join me in prayer. And let us know together that we are indeed held in the hands of grace, held in the hands of love, held in the hands of spirit, right here and right now in this very moment. For that is all there is. That omniscient, omnipresent, omnipotent being that is forever and ever creating, expressing goodness and love by means of each one of us. I know that I am one with his power. I know that everyone that I encounter is one with his power, and we are one with each other, expressing our spirit selves, our God selves, so easily and so effortlessly. And so what I know is that this service this morning is in the hands of grace, in the hands of spirit, and that each one here is here on purpose, receiving exactly what each one is here to receive. And by means of the music, the message, the fellowship, the love, each one leaves here more and more aware of who they really are, uplifted, inspired. And I am just so grateful for this time together and for each one here. And I simply let go. For I know my word has been spoken and therefore is done. And we say together, and so it is. Well, good morning. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living. I am Karen Allen. I am a staff minister here at the center. I'm filling in for Dr. Heather, who is in Lake Arrowhead at a beautiful retreat, enjoying herself, I'm sure. And what I know is that for whatever reason you came here this morning, we are glad you're here, and we know that you will receive exactly what you came for. So in honor of Memorial Day, we are going to show a video, a quick video. We saw it on Wednesday evening. Reverend Judy shared it with us, and we're going to see it this morning. So, Mary, if you could play that video.
I think we're punting for time here. Technical difficulties, yes, back there?
A moment of silence in honor of those men and women who have served our country.
I think they've got it, Karen.
Thank you. Now at this time I'm going to ask Rick Dale to come up, and we're going to have our first song of the morning. Please stand.
We're doing the Episcopalian version. When I find myself in times of trouble, Spirit always comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And in my hour of darkness, it is standing right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. And when the broken-hearted people living in the world agree, there will be an answer, let it be. For though they may be parted, there is still a chance that they will see. There will be an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. There will be an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. And when the night is cloudy, there is still a light that shines on me. Shine until tomorrow, let it be. I wake up to the sound of music. Spirit always comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. There will be an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, yeah, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be.
Greet your neighbor. All right, let's find our seats. And now we'll have our Declaration of Principles. I believe in God, the one creative intelligence, operating through the universe and operating throughout my entire being, now and always. I believe this perfect spirit operates upon a law of mind and creates my experience exactly according to my belief. I believe this perfect creative intelligence can be used by me and by every other person to produce health, abundance, and love in mind, body, and total life experience. I use it now, and I rejoice in it. And so it is. All right, so now I'd like to acknowledge our volunteers. So if you have been in service this week or are in service today, please stand. Yay. So look around. These are the people who have made this service possible today, for we are a center of volunteers, and we would not survive without each one of you. And if our practitioners would remain standing, our practitioners have been trained to see your truth, to pray effectively so that you may have the kind of life you desire. And on Sundays, we have a mini session available for you, and today's serving, if you would remain standing, Rick Dale, who lit the candles, and there's Kimberly Woldridge in the back. She's holding the high watch. We have Tony Sparks and Pam Rock, who is going to come forward and read the affirmation.
Good morning. I will read the affirmation, and then it will appear magically on the screen, and we'll read it together. Today, I let go of past pains. I choose for them to be healed now and accept the higher vibration energy of my joy-filled life right now. I live whole, healthy, and complete in mind, body, and soul. Today, I let go of past pains. I choose for them to be healed now and accept the higher vibration energy of my joy-filled life right now. I live whole, healthy, and complete in mind, body, and soul. And so it is.
So this is the time in our service where we get quiet and we get to experience a brief guided meditation. But first, we'll begin with a chant.
Surrender to the present. Set your mind free. Let love flow. Surrender to the present. Set your mind free. Let love flow. Surrender to the present. Set your mind free. Let love flow. Surrender to the present. Set your mind free. Let love flow.
I invite you to get comfortable in your chair and close your eyes if you choose. Take a long, deep breath and release any tension you may have carried in with you. Now picture yourself sitting in the most beautiful garden you could ever imagine. As you are comfortably seated in this perfect place, there is a ray of light shining upon you. It is filling your whole body with a sensation of warmth and comfort, an inner knowing that you are in the presence of something wonderful, something loving, something safe, and you know it is good. You know that it is the presence of God. As you revel in this feeling, your mind opens up. It opens to truth. It opens to love. It opens to wisdom. And you simply allow the truth, the love, and the wisdom to move through you, to whisper to you. And you hear exactly what you are needing to know at this moment. So for a few moments in silence, simply listen and allow yourself to receive what Spirit is saying to you.
Surrender to the present. Set your mind free. Let love flow.
So I invite you back into the room. And now it is my joy and pleasure to announce our guest musicians for this day. This group of beautiful and young, talented musicians are actually a product of our beautiful music director, Diane King Band, in one way or another.
Right? One is a direct product.
Yeah, direct product. And, oh, they're fabulous, both as a group and individually. So please help me welcome Music for a New World singers Michael Garamoni, Dominic Leslie, Kellyanne Safarik, and Chelsea Van.
Well, they're clearing a few things up there. Chelsea, as you know, my kid there, is in New York most of the time, so it's a rare occasion when I get her home, and I never know when Michael's going to be available, so I said the next time you are around, and Dominic and Kellyanne are two of my kids from Cal State Fullerton, very talented performers. I said, can we please put together some quartet stuff? So they've been so awesome. We've been rehearsing on our own, at school, at the house, all over the place, to present this music because I just think you will enjoy it. The lyrics say wonderful things. The first one is called Songs for a New World, and it's about envisioning that, whatever our new world that we want. So you guys ready? Here we go.
A new world calls across the ocean. A new world calls across the sky.
A new world whispers in the shadows.
Time to fly.
learn to fly.
It's about one moment, the moment before it all becomes clear, and in that one moment, you start to believe there's nothing to fear. It's about 1 second, and just when you're on the verge of success, the sky starts to change, and the wind starts to blow, and oh, you're suddenly a stranger, and there's no explaining where you stand, and you didn't know that you sometimes have to go round an unexpected bend, and the road will end in a new world.
Calls for me to follow. A new world waits for my fly. A new world holds me to a promise. Standing by, standing by. One moment, that moment you think you know where you stand, and in that one moment, the things that you're sure of slip from your hand, and you've got 1 second to try to be clear, to try to stand tall, but nothing was the same, and the wind starts to blow, and oh, you're suddenly a stranger in some completely different land. You thought you knew, but you didn't have a clue that the surface sometimes cracks to reveal the tracks to a new world.
You have a house in the hills.
You have a job on the coast.
You find a lover you're sure you believe in.
You've got a pool in the back.
You've got the ring in your hand.
But then the earthquake hits.
And the bank closes in.
And you realize you didn't know anything. Nobody told you the best way to steer when the wind starts to blow.
And oh, you're suddenly a stranger.
All of a sudden your life is different than you planned.
And you want to stay till you somehow find a way to be sure of what will be. Then you might be free. A new world crashes down like thunder. A new world charging through the air. A new world just beyond the mountain. Waiting there, waiting there. A new world shattering the silence.
There's a new world I'm afraid to see.
A new world louder every moment. Come to me,
Come to me.
A new world calls across the
A new
ocean.
world calls across the ocean, calls across the sky.
Weren't they amazing? Let's give them another hand. And before they leave, let's acknowledge our band. Diane King Band, our music director, keyboard. We had Ed Kesby on guitar, David Page on drums, and Bill Dixon on bass. And they're gone. And now it is my joy and privilege to introduce our guest speaker this morning. We all know and love her. She is my friend, my colleague, and just one of the most wonderful people in the whole world. Please help me welcome to the platform Reverend Patty Mercado, speaking on Dream Big.
Good morning, everyone. Wasn't that fantastic? Were you inspired? Did you dream a little bigger? Yeah, me too. Thank you. So here's the thing about dreaming big, and I think we're called to it all the time. We're called to have a big dream. We're called to know our magnificence. How can we not? How can we not, in the presence of the divine, know our magnificence? Be caught by a dream. I don't think it's so much that it's ours to dream big, but allow the big to dream us. To say yes to the divine, to say yes to giving our gift, to say yes to being that light. So rather than saying dream big, I'm going to invite us to say, allow the dream to make us big. Allow that divine inspiration to show up in, through, and as who we are, because it is already. So intuition, my definition of intuition is God in man. God in man, revealing to him or her the realities of being, realities with a capital R. God in man. So if intuition is God in man, and I know that God is in, through, and as all life, then I know that my intuition is always there. It's always present. It's always working through me, in me, and as me. Living from the intuitive side is living from the inner awareness. Now, this is not opposed to living from the outer side. This is not opposed to living from having a dream that's calling to us. A house, a job, a career, a song. It's not opposed. It's actually the same thing. Spirit works through us. Spirit cannot give to us that which it cannot reveal through us. So that dream that's calling to us on the outside, that dream of whatever it is. Y'all have dreams? Anybody? Am I the only one? We all have a dream that's calling to us out here. And that which is responding to it inside is Spirit, guiding us, lighting the way, showing us the way. And so, we already know the answer to how to be in that dream, how to allow that dream to be in us. And it's kind of, you wouldn't think this might be it. But the answer is surrender. As we surrender to that which is radiating from us, calling to us, expressing as us, as we surrender to that, as we listen to that voice of God, we are a bigger dream. So when you have a dream, be it something out here that you're thinking about or a quality of God that you're desiring to express more of, do you conspire with the divine? Have you considered, let me just put it this way, have you considered collaborating with the infinite source that is inexhaustible, that knows no boundaries, that doesn't know big? Maybe. Sometimes a little bit. You know, that's what we're called to do. We're called to conspire with God. That's what happens when we listen to our intuition. When we listen to the voice of God within, we're saying, yeah, I'm your partner and you are my partner and I'm working with you. And then there's the synchronicity that happens. There's this beautiful magic that happens, and it's called our life. And it's called our beautiful, magnificent life. And it's spirit working in and through and as each one of us. So when we collaborate with God, when we dream big, we are drawing from the infinite source, the unlimited supply, that which is inexhaustible. And when we steep ourselves in the truth of what God is, of who God is, which by the way is you and me, then we surrender to it a little bit more, we allow it a little bit more. The voice of intuition is desiring to be made known through us. So consider that that's a true statement, that the voice of intuition is God desiring to be made known through you. Consider that when you have that feeling of rightness, of joy, of creativity, that's spirit desiring to be made known through you. And what if spirit revealing itself by means of you is that dream, that big dream, that allowing? What if your dream is the revelation of spirit? What if your dream is the illumination of the I am? What if your dream that is calling you to a greater sense of yourself is your declaration of the I am? So I want to get this right. So I'm going to make sure I look at it before I speak it. It's kind of an important part. Yeah, I'm not seeing it, so I'm just going to go for it. As we illuminate the I am, we step into a greater experience of God. I really wanted it. I am is the opening of the channel of God. I am is saying yes to God. I am is the most powerful thing that we can say, and it is allowing the divine to express in us and through us and as us. So let's just try it out, okay? Let's just see how it feels. So just try this one on for size. I am infinite love. I am spirit expressing perfectly. I am loved and it shows. Okay, how does it feel? Feel good? All right. So consider this. When we say I am not, you can fill in the blank because you've done it. And that's what happens. We shrink. We shut the door in God's face. We don't just say, maybe not a little bit. We say, no, God. I don't know about you guys, but saying no to God doesn't fill me up. It kind of feels like a bad idea in the face of what's possible. In the face of what's possible. If the radiant I am is my way to dream a big life, to live a big life, then I'm living in that awareness. So recently I was part of a workshop, and the title of the workshop was An Opportunity to Live in a Bigger World. And to me, this is what listening to our intuition is all about. It's an invitation. It's an opportunity to live in a bigger world. A big dream is relative to each of us because it means something different to all of us. What if living in a bigger world means illuminating who I am? What if living in a bigger world means accepting more of the truth of who I am into my everyday experience? What if listening to the voice of God is all I need to do? I haven't yet heard of God being wrong. I find the divine within to be very trustworthy. I find it to be all that I need. So as I'm exploring the idea of my big dream, of what it means to be me, what I'm really exploring is, what is my idea of God and how big is it? What is my idea of life? And how magnificent can it be? What are the words that describe big for you? Expansive, magnificent, whole, beautiful, purposeful. Spirit has a way of showing up, even when we're not looking for it. Even when we're not looking for it. Sometimes we notice that, oh, I have a bigger life and I didn't even realize it because I didn't plan it. I didn't think about it. However, our walk always follows our talk. So when we set something in motion by declaring our intention to be love, to be truth, to be beauty, to be powerful, to be authentic, to be creative. What is your word? What is your power word? What is your God word? Because that is the description of who you are, and as you speak it, as you declare it, as you intend it, your walk will follow it. The activities of your life will demonstrate out of that declaration. So everybody loves a really good story, a really good story of someone who walks their talk, who has demonstrated a big dream, who has allowed spirit to have its way with them, which is what happens when we say yes to God. We invite spirit to have its way with us. So we have some beautiful members of our community. Each of you has demonstrated in a magnificent way your dream. Each of you has allowed the others in the room to touch you. And we get to witness today another dream unfolding. So some of you may know our beloved friends, Amy and Sean Greenroyd. This is actually part 2 of my talk. I'm kind of switching hats. So Amy and Sean have been at our center for what, 4 years? 3.5, 4 years. And in that time, they have come to know spirit. They have come to know community. They have come to know love, maybe in a bigger way. And during that time, there have been some declarations of who they are and how they express themselves in the world. And in that time, we have stood witness to watching Sean and Amy be in class, get married, go on a 3-month vacation in Europe, come back, find the perfect home, join our youth team, and continue to ask, what next, God? Use me. Use me. And you know what happens when we say, use me, God? God does. So a month ago, in March, Amy joins our board of trustees. And maybe, I don't know, a week later, something like that. A week later, Sean gets this fantastic job offer in Michigan, kind of far away. That's a big commute. But he said yes. He said yes to Spirit. He said yes to what's next for me. He said yes to a bigger life. He said yes to a bigger dream. He said yes to God. So long-distance relationships only work for a short time. So Sean's home today to say goodbye and to let us say goodbye to him and to allow us to share in the expansion of his life, in the expansion of Amy's life. So Amy, you're going to come on up. Sean, you're going to join her in a minute, but not yet. So what happens when we say yes to God, when we say yes to life, life says yes to us. So that's a good one to remember. Ready? I say yes to life, and life says yes to me. So Amy. She already said yes. She said I do. And she continues to let her light shine. So just as you have let your light shine here, as you have blossomed, as you have become one of our family, as you have allowed yourself to love and be loved, thank you. And know that wherever you are, the love of this family is with you. For all that you have done on our board of trustees, in our sound booth, with our women's group, in classes, behind the scenes and in front of the scenes, thank you. So Sean and Amy are celebrating their bigger world. They're celebrating their big dream, and they've invited us to participate in it. They invited us to participate in it by being part of our spiritual community. So all y'all that are out there, yeah, we're part of your big dream too. We're part of each other's big dream. We're part of that radiant I am for each other. And these two today have invited us to be part of it. We're going to have a special celebration for them on the patio after the service. Yes. And I just want to allow the moment to sink in, because sometimes we forget to say, thank you, God. Ready? Thank you, God. It's a powerful thing to do. Thank you, Sean and Amy, for being part of our lives, for allowing our lives to be bigger through knowing you. Thank you. We love you. So our big dreams are the big moments, the big experiences, the big events that make us bigger, that expand who we are, that allow the divine to be made known in a greater way. Those are our big dreams. And I celebrate each of you for being a magnificent expression of the divine and allowing that light that is God to shine through you. Thank you.
So thank you, Reverend Patty. Thank you, Sean and Amy. And now turn it over to Diane King
Here
Van.
we go. Up you go again. This next song that they're going to present for you is from a musical called Violet. That's a very heart-touching story about a young girl who was injured, lives in the hills of Kentucky, injured by an axe blade flying off when her dad was chopping wood. So she was fine, but she had this big old scar on her face. And she goes on a journey of faith. She sees this evangelical preacher on TV, and she wants to go thinking that this preacher can heal her scar, even though she's fine. It's the scar she wants to get rid of. So the whole show is about her journey, the people she meets along the way. She goes to the preacher, obviously says, but you're fine. And she has this healing happen inside of herself through the people that she meets on her journey, and realizing that she is whole inside and that what's on the outside doesn't really matter. This song that they're going to do is called Bring Me to Light. It happens at the end of the show after Violet's had her realization and she's with the people that she's met on the bus travels that she's had. Here we go.
If I ask you to be with me by and by, will you help me tonight, love? If it's too dark to see with the naked eye, will you bring me to light? If I happen to stagger and fall behind, will you help me to fight, love? Will you help me to walk? Will you ease my mind? Will you bring me to light? Will you bring me to light? I know you will try to help me find my way, love. I won't wonder why when nights are long, if you'll hold me till it's light. Like a storm at its height, love. Like a baby the first time she opens her eyes. Will you bring me to light? Will you bring me to light? Will you bring me to light? To light, to light, to light, to light. Let my troubles back there when I'm on board. Jordan River's where you'll find me. It's wide but not too wide to ford. And as I go along, I want you with me. If I tell you my heart has been opened wide, if I tell you I'm frightened, if I show you the darkness inside, will you bring me to light? Will you bring me to light? Will you bring me to light? Light.
So, do we have any visitors that are here for the first time and you'd like to be acknowledged? Please raise your hand, and a gift will be brought to you. Oh, right up here front. Inside there's a welcome card, and if you fill it out and take it to the bookstore, you'll get another gift. So let's welcome our visitor. So now it's time for our offering. It's time, your opportunity to give back to our center for all the gifts that you receive. So I'm going to invite the stewards up. And just a reminder that we are so blessed by your presence and everything that you give. And let's just say our prosperity affirmation together. My offering is my acceptance of God as the source of my supply and symbolizes my faith in the abundant flow of this supply.
To dream the impossible dream, to fight the unbeatable foe, to bear with unbearable sorrow, to run where the brave dare not go, to right the unrightable wrong, to love pure and chaste from afar, to try when your arms are too weary, to reach the unreachable star. This is my quest, to follow that star, no matter how hopeless, no matter how far, to fight for the right without question or pause, to be willing to march into hell for a heavenly cause. And I know if I'll only be true to this glorious quest, that my heart will lie peaceful and calm when I lay to my rest. And the world will be better for this, that one man scorned and covered with scars still strove with his last ounce of courage to reach the unreachable star.
Stewards, please come forward. We're going to bless the offering. So if you'd like, you can hold your hands out in a receptive position and repeat after me. On behalf of my beloved center, I bless these gifts, knowing that they return to each giver, multiplied, pressed down, and spilling over. And so it is. Thank you. And now I'd like to invite our beautiful Robin Friedman up to the platform. We're going to do our announcements. Yay, Robin.
All right, so today's flowers are from Diane Hennessy in celebration of her son Darren McClure's birthday on May 24th. Happy birthday! Woohoo! Okay. Today in the sanctuary from 12 to 12:30, we come together to practice our gifts of spiritual conversations facilitated by September Warren and Burdette Vanderwhite. Are we still doing it? Okay, beautiful. And on Wednesday Wisdom this week, May 28th, in the sanctuary, Reverend Arpad Petrus with his talk, Beauty is My Religion. Childcare is available.
And mark your calendars for Sunday, June 8th. Our beloved Reverend Dr. David Alt will be here to speak on Sunday. Patty is so happy. And also we'll be providing a workshop. And now Diane King-Van has a very quick announcement.
And props too. Okay, so here you go. So coming up very soon, in 20 days, count them, we will be having our one night only swing time cabaret with members of our choir, but it's not just, you know, your grandmother's choir show. This is, we're doing a whole bunch of great music from that swing era, 30s, 40s. We're sneaking in 150 song because it's so fabulous. It's going to be by Rick Dale, so you won't want to miss it. Tickets are available. See Rita, and who's helping Rita? I forget. Anyway, thank you. Rita's back there. So don't miss it. It's fabulous. The price includes dessert. Yay! So there you go. Coming up, June 13th, Friday the 13th.
Okay, the Animal Kinship Ministry is collecting blankets and towels for Majeska Canyon Dog Rescue. Please deliver yours to Animal Ministry table in the bookstore. They really appreciate all donations. And serve just 1 hour a month. See Kathy's story for an opportunity to make coffee at 9:45 on Sunday. We all love to give and we all love to receive, so anything that you do and any donations you make are much appreciated.
In classes, we have Thomas Troward's Edinburgh Lectures on Monday nights at 7 p.m., facilitated by Reverend Bruce, and that is on a love offering basis. You can still join that class. We have Prosperity Plus 2, which begins on Tuesday, June 17th with Dr. Heather and Reverend Michael DeFebo. They will be facilitating. There is a $60 materials cost, and there's a sign up outside. And it says that you must have Prosperity Plus background, and that's the first class. And if you haven't had that, they are actually beginning Prosperity Plus on Sundays after the service at 1 o'clock. There are no prerequisites for that class, but they do need at least 6 people to sign up for that. So there's also a sign up for that. And let's see.
So you must have experience with prosperity. Is that what you're saying? All right. Love it. Okay, Emerging Photographer, the third workshop, Saturday, May 31st from 1 to 3 here at the center. For more information, visit Julie Isola's website. It's www.julieisolaphotography.com. If you don't see Julie's photography, you must. It's beautiful, it's exquisite, and if you have any interest in photography, she's the person to learn from. And then men's groups? Oh, sweets. Okay. Suites for the suite. Okay. We have executive suites upstairs. We have vacancies now. If you know of anyone who is looking for professional offices to lease, please contact Claudia Nelson or Ruth Trimble at 949-276-4200, or there's an email address, reception@talegasuites.com.
And just a reminder to join us on the patio for our reception for Sean and Amy. And Karen Meyer has an announcement for us.
Just another opportunity to remind you about Gourmets for God. And this time I want to remind you that it is, in fact, a fundraiser. That is one of the magnificent things about this. There are still plenty of parties that need guests. And the most wonderful thing about this fundraiser is the community that happens as a result of it. Going to all these parties, sign up for a party with somebody that you don't even know. How fabulous.
Now it's time for our children. Let's bring them in.